Welcome to your lower body push-pull. This workout aids can be completed quite fast, so don't make it too hard for you, but it's also made so you can complete it at home. So the equipment that I have is going to be a couple of kettlebells. So you don't need kettlebells, you can just use dumbbells if you have a selection of dumbbells at home. I use kettlebells, mine will be 8 kilos, but you can go up to whatever you feel is good for you. I only have a 2 kilogram dumbbells here, so if you want you can also use booty bands. I'll be demonstrating the booty bands as well, so you can see the difference with the equipment. Okay, we're going to try and aim to do this workout in 30 minutes, so I invite you, if you have a fitness watch like me, to start your workout. Okay, and we're going to start warming up nice and easy, bending the knees, feet hip width apart, hands behind the head, and we're going to hinge. So we hinge from keeping the back straight. This just to try and work in a little bit into the hamstring to this are called good mornings, and try and engage your glutes when you come back up. So here, push through the ground. Yeah, we don't push forward, we push through the ground. Try and keep the back straight. That's the most important part of the exercise. Now, we'll do one more here, and 10. Stay here for a moment, and maybe do like some little bend and straighten the knee. 2, 3. You should feel the pull on the back of the thighs. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so if you're stopping like that, no, come back up. 9 and 10. Good. Take your hands to the ground. You can use blocks. I'm using blocks here to show that you can take the blocks. We step one foot, I'm stepping my left foot forward, right foot back. I do some low lunging to open into my hip flexor here a little bit for my lunge. Yeah, if obviously you don't need the blocks, then it's fine. 9, 10. Yeah, and from here, we just kind of like take that foot down, and then we stretch a little bit here. 2, 3. It's not a stretch, yeah, we just kind of warm up. 4, and one more on each side. Good. Take it back up. Change side. Very nice. And we do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. And we go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And very fast 1 to finish the warm up. Sit, and we go knees in, knees out. So knees in, press back up. Say you press down, yeah? It's not just moving, it's pressing down. 2. Good. Very nice. 4. Yes. 6. And we'll do one more on each side. 7. And last one. 8. And 8. Good. Press up. You can take a few squats just to warm up. Body weight squat. Ooh, yeah, my knee needs it. Because that's what we're going to do first. Good. 2.5 minutes warm up is enough. 9. One more. And 10. Yeah, so always don't start too heavy. The first exercise, we're going to go with straight leg deadlift. So I'm grabbing my dumbbells, and we are going to go with the feet hip width apart again, and just the same as what we did with the warm-up. We bend the knee slightly, rotate the thighs out, we pop the tailbone slightly out, but we don't arch the back. We go as low as we can without losing that straight leg, straight back, and then we come back up. Come down, yeah, so the moment you feel like the shoulders, do a little bit of a pull back on the shoulder blades, yeah, and slide your dumbbells on the side or on your thighs. You can see my arms are not moving forward. Keep it into a feel of a bent over row, like almost like you want to do that. Engage through the core and try and feel the pull into your hamstring. And every time you come back up, just push through, yes, and not back, push through. Last 2. So that's, I'm doing my 12 reps, yeah? So if you're doing 10, then you're doing 10. Then we go with front squat. So if you've got dumbbells, hold your dumbbells at the front here. I'm holding my kettlebell like this. And we go as low as we can. Engaging through the core. Oh, this is going to be a hard workout today. I can feel it already. and push. Yeah, so front squat can be a bit more difficult for people. Do 2 more, engaging through the core a bit more, and last one. Good, we take a moment here. So again, when you want to progress, you progress through weight, reps, sets, but you also progress through your tempo. So here the tempo will be going 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3, up. Obviously, I already go quite low, but remember your basic tempo is 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so when we lower that tempo, 1, 2, 3, we stretch a little bit more and we build a bit more strength. We can also add the pause. 1, 2, 3, hold, and up. You have to work the contraction of the muscles, because if you don't have anything to hold you, you're going to find it very difficult and you can hurt your back. So make sure that you have the body, the biomechanics of the movement first. Make sure you really hinge from that lovely, I know it's straight leg, but you can have a micro bend as long as your back stays straight. It's very important here. We hinge from that, yeah? You don't want to have the back rounding at any point. We're gonna go again. Whew. Let's go. Straight leg deadlift. Okay, yeah, so really kind of like pay attention to how you feel. Really open the legs, really press through the whole of the foot, rotate your thighs out before you even go down. Yeah, keep those knees in line. I'm not going too low. I'm just feeling the stretch in my hamstring. I'm keeping my shoulders together. Good. And I'm engaging through my core. Up. And one more. Good. Going straight into the front squat. Yeah, you don't have to go very deep. You can stay there at the beginning. Make sure you get the movement right, that you don't feel it in the lower back. Yeah, so I might just strip it back a little bit if I need. Very nice. Find your groove. And same again, 1, 2, 3, maybe a hold at the bottom for your tempo, yeah? That makes it really hard. And one more. Remember, tempo can change completely. I'm gonna take 45 seconds here. We're at 7 minutes. So I wanna keep it moving because we do have some unilateral exercises today. We've got 2 unilateral exercises. We should be using right and left leg, and that can take a little bit more time to complete, okay? So just keep that in mind as well, that when you do unilateral exercises, you always have to do left and right. We're getting back into 15 seconds. Again, if you're doing 10 reps and you're doing this, you might have a whole minute, but in this case, this is a 45-second rest, okay? With your trial reps. All right, and let's go. Last round of this one. Let's go. Grounding through the feet, through the thighs. Make sure you keep your back straight. And engage through the core. The pelvic floor is really holding into the lower back. And we have our lats, we have the shoulders, everything engaged to hold and really squeeze the glutes at the top and push through the heels and push through the foot. 11, one more, last one, and we go front. Let's go. Remember, when you add your tempo as well, things might be taking a little bit longer. Don't forget to breathe. Really don't forget as well that when you do your squat, you want to have a neutral spine. Yeah, so try and don't avoid the butt wink. Let's do. Avoid the butt wink. That means don't tuck your tailbone under. If you find you tuck the tailbone under, you want to come back a notch. All right. So That's one exercise done. Let me check what we're doing. We're doing sumo squat and hip thrust next. All right. So sumo squat, or it's up to you to use 2 weights, 1 weight. Me today, I'm using only 1 weight because I have to talk. You can use 2 weights, again, the same way we did with the front squat, okay? Me, I'm gonna be holding my kettlebell like this, and I'm gonna go into a wide stance. So, as well, there's no better way to do it. If you keep that tailbone kind of like slightly tucked under, and you move into an open, like a grand plié style ballet, this will work into your adductors, so the inner thighs, yes. And then there is also the option to just focus a bit more on a lean forward to work again your posterior chain, hamstring, glutes. Yeah, so here if I'm leaning forward, just always make sure you keep your knees from knocking in. Yeah, so the knees have to stay in place. 2 more. And that's my 12 reps. Okay, we're gonna take it into a hip thrust. Again, I'm just gonna use 1 weight, but you can use both. I'm using sofa, pouffe, anything you might find helpful to do this one. If you can't, just shift to a glute bridge, lying down on the floor. And we're gonna do 12 reps here. When we do 12 reps, I kind of put it on my pubic bone. Hop, or yeah, so hip bone if you hold it on the side here. And I'm really trying to keep that my chin tucked in, my rib cage brace. Yes, I'm avoiding to have the rib cage. Same thing here when you want to progress. Using the tempo, lowering. Remember here we're doing regular 10. 2 more. Last one. Here, when I come at the top, I really tuck my tailbone under, squeeze into my glutes, so I use my core. Okay, so same principle, lowering phase, change your tempo, maybe a hold at the bottom. Here we do a hold at the top, yeah? So we go 1, hold at the top, 1, 2, 3. 1, hold at the top, 1, 2, 3. So that's your tempo change. When you go with the sumo squat, it's lowering phase. 1, 2, 3, hold at the bottom and up. Same as with the front squat, okay? So the tempo here is when you lower, when you find it hard, 1, 2, 3, and up. Okay, so let's go in 10 seconds for round 2. We're going to be at 12 minutes, so we are keeping up quite well. Remember, unilateral exercises are coming, and let's grab that weight and let's go. That 12 reps. Again, I open my toes, but if you feel like your knees can't follow, yeah, take it a little bit back. It's fine. It's just a wide squat technically, yeah, sumo. So it doesn't matter how wide you go. You just need to go a little bit further than your hips. That's fine. Remember, we slowly progress as we understand how to move properly first, yeah? If I have to be completely honest, those are exercises that I've been doing for years. And I'm not changing a recipe that wins. You know, you don't have to overcomplicate anything. And sometimes it's easier to just keep the basics working when you are short of time. Because once you start mastering a movement, it becomes effective. You just make it a little bit harder for you by changing how you do it. You know, your hip thrust here eventually can become single-legged hip thrust. They can become banded hip thrust. They can have a lot of different ways to be performed. You can have a band in between your thighs. You can start just working through one foot. There's always a way to find a bit more challenge, but also to keep simplicity. This is getting me out of breath, and this is good enough to get my movement into there. Yeah, yeah. I'm pushing through. I'm trying to keep my technique is the most important thing. Whew. Last 2. And last one. Good. 45 seconds rest. Remember, yeah, work on mastering, engaging through core. Sometimes also I'm in a position where I'm like, today I want to focus a bit more on my glutes, so I'll be really focusing on the parts where I know I need to really concentrate on my glutes and my hamstring, for example. Yes, It's all about how you work in your mind and you connect your mind to the movement as well. All right, we're gonna go into the last round and then we move on to our last superset. All right, we're gonna keep it simple again. We're gonna hold that dumbbell at the front and 3, 2, 1, let's go. Last round for me today. I like to do the leaning forward, but again, if you want to work into your inner thighs, just keep in ballet style, opening those thighs and try and stay upright as much as possible. This works a bit more glutes, external rotation. Yeah, sorry if my mic gets a little bit of like friction right now. It's because I'm holding that kettlebell. Always ground your feet, super important. If you're at home like me, doing it bare feet is the best way because we have a lot more neural response here. We engage more cognitively as well. Yeah, last hip thrust, we're at 15 minutes. I should keep it going. Let's go, up. There's always challenge in simplicity. And let's keep going. We share the struggle. So here I'm doing 12 reps. Remember that if you start your program, you might just be going through 10. That gives you that extra rest. Yes, and then the progression is to reduce that rest as well. Very nice. So that's pretty much it. As you can see, we have gone through those 2 first superset, and then we go through the last exercise. So that last exercise here is going to be again, very simple, unilateral, but we go through lunging, okay? So make sure that your feet are hip-width apart, yeah? Again, several ways to do this exercise. Want to focus on the back of your leg, the back leg, yeah? So if I got my right leg behind my left leg forward, I want to focus on my squat and my quadriceps and my hip flexors. I'm staying upright. Yes, I feel like nice pull on the back leg. Do I want to work a little bit more the posterior chain of my front leg? I lean forward into a hinge. Again, remember, we're not rounding, but we're pushing through the back of the leg here to power back up, yeah? So we go. We need to keep this one moving. Remember, same with the tempo. 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, maybe pause, up. Yeah, 2 more. Last one, and change. So fine, hip width apart, feet parallel, and let's go. Focusing on back leg, quadriceps, and hip flexor by staying upright. I'm focusing on the posterior chain strength of the front leg. Yeah, so remember, lowering phase, 1, 2, 3, pause, up. When you do your tempo, change of tempo. Good. 9. I like this one. For me, I'll focus a bit more on the posterior chain today. Make sure when you come back up, everything is tightened up. You can see like I'm pushing through my toes at the back to bring it back to normal. Yeah, so really get that push to get the glutes engagement. Yeah, it's nice to get that nice glute engagement. Coming on all 4. We're going to place 1 dumbbell behind the knee. So ideally, I would like this to be 5 kilos. I don't have 5 kilos, so I'm going to make my life a little bit harder. If you do not have dumbbells, then this is where you can use this little puppet as well. Very nice and useful. A little bit awkward, but this is perfect. We squeeze and we lift. Again, we don't lift from the lower back. We lift from the glute and the hamstring. Yes, I'm trying to like keep my back neutral. I'm pushing the ground away to find. I'm finding my neutral spine and I'm engaging through my glutes. Yeah, so it's the difference. If I do this or I pull too high. Yeah, it's not about the height. It's about finding that engagement. Changing side. Yeah, you can see my leg wasn't going really high. We squeeze and we push up. 1, 2, we should feel the burn here, yeah? You can see the rest of my body stay nice and stable. That's also very important, and that also works your core. Whew. Feeling warm now. Last 2 and last 1. Yes, the same. Here with the tempo, obviously you can vary as you want. You can do tempo push-up, 1, 2, 3, hold. But you can also do 1, 2, 3 if you have your dumbbells, yeah? It might be more effective to do the tempo when you push up if you have the band than when you lower down, obviously. That can work a little bit better. All right, we are going to take another 20 seconds or so. We're 18 minutes. I've actually pushed quite hard in this one. But we're 18 minutes, 20 minutes now, actually. Oh my, what did I say? 20 minutes. Let's go. Oh, maybe I'm becoming delirious. Okay, let's go back to Xing. We just got 2 more rounds of this one. Yeah, let's try. All right, so from here, again, I'm putting left leg forward, right leg back. Remember, start with stability first, yeah? So don't arch into the back. Try and find that nice line and try and tug that tailbone a little bit under, not like this, but you want to have the pelvis neutral before you start your exercise here. And we go. I'm focusing on my posterior chain here, but remember, if you want to work quad and hip flexor, this is where we go. Yeah, so again, your workout can just be very different by just focusing on here. The only thing that we do is always come back up and squeeze, push through the toes like a pedal. Yeah, so you push through the toes. Regardless of what you do, we push through the toe, we squeeze the glute. And then we go 1, 2 more. Oof. Yeah, so this way, the glute on the other side is still working because we're squeezing. And let's go. And up. Really make sure if you lean forward, you hinge from that hip again, yeah? So a bit like a deadlift stance. So keep your back straight. Keep your knees in line. You can see myself, I always push, squeeze my butt. I always push through the toes like a pedal. Yeah? 1 more. Oh, good. Let's drop that down and let's go with our dumbbell donkey kick. I'm placing my band if you only use the band, and you can just use the dumbbell, you can just use the band, you can use both. I use both because I've only got 2 kilos, but what I like is the feeling that I have to squeeze the dumbbell and that increase the use of my hamstring here. Yeah, so my hamstring works a little bit more than if I just was pushing the band. Yeah, by squeezing. If you don't have dumbbells and still want to have the squeeze, block does the work. Yeah, yoga block. Anything that you might feel a little bit of a cushion. Good. So a towel, anything. And we change. Oh, actually, I'm going to do that one. Makes my life easier. Up. Again, remember, we focus on the... Oh, I'm going to take that off. It came out. I will place it back. Yeah, so with the dumbbell, it's a little bit easier. With both, it's a little bit harder. Remember, always work one at a time. Maybe 1 week you do just the dumbbell. Maybe 1 week you try with a band. And maybe 1 week you try both. Yeah, remember, it's all about finding variety in a simple, basic exercise. We've got 1 more round. As I say, those are exercises that I do all the time. The only thing that I might do is vary a few exercises at a time. But you can't go wrong with compound exercise such as deadlifts and squats and kicks and thrust. You just have to find ways to make it a little bit less maybe boring if you feel like it becomes a little bit dry after a while, okay? But find ways to really engage through the mind-body connection. We're going to do that last round. I'm going to place ourselves, all right? I'm not going to use the band for the last donkey kicks. You understand the concept now, what I mean with your equipment, okay? So let's get started. As you can see, I'll make shift with what I've got, and it's absolutely okay. Last round. Remember that if you do use tempo, your workout might be taking a tiny bit longer because we do pause and take a little bit more time, so it's about a few seconds at a time. Yeah. Yeah, remember your 2 versions as well. Ooh, do we work the front leg? Or do we work the back leg? I like both. If you really feel bored as well, you can move this into a Bulgarian squat with your foot lifted onto your sofa, chair, bench. Yeah, or pouffe. But those lunge, you know, that's one type of lunge, that's another type of lunge. We add some tempo, we change weight. No need to overcomplicate. Good, yeah. Kind of alternating today. Last 2. Last one. Wonderful. That was the last. We'll go through the last kicks. If you have your 2 dumbbells, if you have the luxury to do this, then go for the luxury to do this. Push, really find stability first. Remember to avoid dropping the shoulders here. Yeah, we want to try and find. Again, also this could be one that could work, but the thing that I find with people doing that is that they drop and become a bit sloppy. Yeah. Again, you focus on that line. You don't want to turn the hip. You're going to stay there. I'm feeling it working like that, yeah? And let's go straight to the other side. If you need to change your dumbbell, that's absolutely fine. Good. 9. And last 2. And last one. Perfect. Whew. Nice. That's the workout done. And we are at 26 minutes. I'll do 2 minutes of stretch. So again, you can use your blocks if you find you got tight hamstring, tight hip flexors. So this time we go back again into a low lunge, but this time we're going to try and find that stretch here. Nice deep breath. So here I like to lift my chest to open a little bit more. Yeah, so try and like really come on top of your knee here. So like past your kneecap. As the aim. Nice bit of stretch for the hip flexor. And then we're going to the hamstring stretch. If you go hamstring stretch, again, you can lift up. What's important here for the hamstring is not to round the back. Very important. Focus on your hinge, the same way you do deadlift, the same way we did today, yeah? So focus on that hinge. Maybe flex, but it's not necessary or essential to flex the toes. What's essential is to keep the back straight. So for me, I'm feeling a stretch already here. You're gonna feel the stretch on the back of the thigh and not the lower back, okay? So keeping the back straight is really important. Then we're gonna change side. Low lunge first. Oh, yeah. Really like to have a little bit of stretch. Again, 2-3 minutes of stretch afterwards. Absolutely fine, 20 seconds of each stretch. Just try and release. And out. Yeah, so hamstring. Again, I can do this, but I want to try and keep my back straight. Very important. Quality over quantity here. Good. Take that foot back. We're going to sit and we're going to push just into a bit of a quad stretch here. So like tuck that tailbone under. Yeah, so open through the hips. So don't arch the back, just lift up. Thrust, yeah? To find that nice bit of stretch here. Beautiful. And then we're gonna go tuck the toes and find a forward fold here. Just a little bit of a forward fold. Again, try and keep your back a little bit straight. To release. Come back up. So we've kept the plain squat easy today. If you want to stretch a little bit into your glutes, you can use your pouffe and do an elevated pigeon stretch. That's quite nice as well. On one side. And then do the other side. I do like having a bit of elevation. Up. If you have a bit of time left, yes, so this one to stretch a little bit into your glutes, and if you want a little bit more quad stretch, then just kind of squeeze into a standing quad stretch, squeezing the thighs together, squeezing the glutes together. Again, we're not doing this. Yeah, we're trying to keep the back straight, and you're stretching there. All right, so that's your workout. As you can understand now how to progress and how to make this a little bit more challenging, yeah, with the same exercises. So I hope that was helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. And that is 30 minutes gone, you see? Well done, everyone. And I hope you enjoyed it. Please do let me know how that worked out for you. Okay, so what you did and how different it feels each time you practice it. So it's not just about elevating the amount of reps, elevating the amount of weight. It can be reducing the amount of rest. It's about finding a different tempo. It's about changing where you do your exercise, you know, in the body position. Yes, it's about changing bits of equipment, adding bits of equipment. I hope that you enjoyed that workout. I am actually quite knackered now. And I wish you a great day, I think. Yeah, if you did that, a great day, evening, night, whatever you are. And I'll speak to you soon. I'll see you in the next workout.